This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. So... it's close to lunch. Maybe everyone had an early lunch. Can I do anything? Did say step out of the office. Can I try doors? No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so where is the meeting room? This is not the meeting room.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, I can turn off computers. Is that good or bad? Okay, crouch. Oh yeah. Is the meeting room this way? They seem to have a few photocopiers. I'm feeling a little herded. Ladder. I get this urge to lean. Is this okay?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did he? Okay, what will happen if Stanley does not enter the door on his left?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Okay. So this is the...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here drinking it all in.
Okay, can I get a drink? No.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
Paintings?
worth it.
Paintings? Oh, they're a little dull.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yeah. Can I sit? And will it annoy him even more?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
You're really making me not want to take that door. That and the fact that it's a creepy dark room. See, in this...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yes! It's not that I'm not understanding your directions, I'm just... fed up of pushing buttons, maybe. Okay. I need a card for that, I guess. Do not jump from the cargo lift while in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off cargo lift, 5,000. How do you get the money from a dead man?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is her?
She's been waiting.
Okay. Alright, then I'll follow your instructions for a while until you tell me who... Okay, seriously? That is a very dark room. I mean, yeah. I apologize for staying in the really boring room just to annoy you. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have turned right when I was supposed to turn left. I understand. I've learned my lesson. Could you please turn the light on? Okay, dude. The only thing I can see is the door. Okay, I'm going to walk backwards. Okay, no, I'm not.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay, I did say I'd do as I was told. If he turned the light on and he turned the light on to... Okay. Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Yeah, the point you're making is you're a bit of a git. And that I should probably do as I'm told or get in trouble, right? Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? No, what? Good morning, employee 427. Press 8 on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Yeah,
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
Now
One might
he's
even
looking
feel
for a
sorry for him,
flamethrower.
except that he's chosen this life.
This is F. Okay, well, let me press F. Here is 1. Here is a 0. Here's an enter key. Can I punch you? Nope. Okay.
But in
5.
in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk,
Involving
Stanley
flamethrowers.
dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh! Press R to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Oh, you...
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
What are
The
you...
thought
What?
excited him terribly.
Press B to spend time with the boys. How about no to spend... It was close to lunchtime before, what? So I can't press anything else to annoy you. Can I go in the fridge? No. There's no jump key. Fine, B!
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
You're making a philosophical point, aren't you, here? That I don't have any choice, and me exercising the choice was me being stupid. And annoying. Okay, lesson learned. Can we move on? Press 7 to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an
flamethrowers.
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he
What?
called it the Stanley Parable.
Baby? Press 1 to tell your kids a story. Okay, getting creepy. My apologies. Getting creepier.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Are you telling me that I have to... That's it. Is this game over? This is the game equivalent of hell. I will be here forever pressing buttons. Okay, why?
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
I'm in the
The
same...
longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press J to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, now we've got this whole conundrum thing. If I don't do it, then I'm doing what he says. No, you know what?
You see? Can he just not hear me?
I can hear
How
you.
can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
A mirror? Press Y to question nothing.
I
Okay.
suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die! Oh, that's not very nice.